Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. A little bit of Bonesaw up in this piece. In the form of their Call Me Chris Barrel Aged Imperial Stout. I had my first Bonesaw not too long ago. I picked up a barrel aged old ale. Ominous Synth Music, I think is what it was called. And I thought it was quite tasty. I thought it was fun. I had a couple of people actually write and be like, Bonesaws, their barrel aged jams, their stouts and stuff like that are quite nice. So I was like, you know what? I made a little mental note of that. Lo and behold, I see this. We pick it up. We're going to dive into it. What does it say here? So it's a 12.7% barrel aged Imperial Stout from Bonesaw Brewing Company. It's 2023 release. It says Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout. A luxurious, sticky, and dense cornucopia. Cornucopia, they say. Of richly layered malt flavors produced by our double mash technique and aged for 2 years. Okay, now you're speaking my language. For 2 years in Kentucky bourbon barrels. What do you call such a notoriously big stout? Mr. Big, Mr. Smalls, we call him Chris. I assume Chris might be the owner or brewer. Someone told me that, Bonesaw is not the best name, but I guess it's a doctor or surgeon. That's where the name kind of derives, so it kind of makes more sense there. Label is alright. I love contour cut labels, but something about it kind of makes me think of, I don't know. Graphically, it's just not for me. Oh. That'd be motor oil. Man, you can hear it dropping in the glass. It's like denser than what most things are. I need my little bottle cappy thing. I'm sure it'll be fine. Look at that head. That's motor oil, son. Good God. You might be onto something here. So yeah, 500 milliliter bottle cost me, I want to say, $16 American. And that is just dark. Like dark. It's dark and thick. There's like 5 Ks and like 6 Cs. That is rich. I mean, even that head, it's probably one of the darker heads I've seen on a beer, barrel age or otherwise, in quite some time. Like, it'd be very hard pressed to get a head darker than that sucker right there. So definitely looks the part of a big, huge Imperial Stout. Let's get a nose. Oh, that thing's monstrous. That is huge. It's not even huge. It's huge. It's like 5 U's. And the coolest part about it is that it feels like there's a lot of balance in it. It's hair on fire stuff. It's throwing barrel at you. It's throwing spirit at you. It is throwing, the beer itself, the malt portion of the show at you, and it's throwing heat. But it feels like they're all on the same level. There's not like one thing less than the other. There's gobs and gobs of vanilla, big spirit component, roasty, toasty chariness, big, huge maltiness, but nothing here is like that's way above the other one. It's very much kind of balanced here. Now, 2 years in a barrel. I think 3 years for me is kind of the sweet spot. I think 1 year is bare minimum. Some people do 6 months. You're weird. 1 year, bare minimum. 2, awesome. 3, I think you're cooking with fire, cooking with gas at that point. But this, I think, is a testament to that age in the barrel. Sure, still have a bit to go. We're only dealing on aromatics right now. But if this beer shows up like weak and not delicious, I'm going to be very, very surprised, because rarely do you get a nose like this on a beer and it doesn't show and prove. Just huge, impactful, rich, decadent, just mean mugging, filthy mixed stouty nose. Let's dive in. Cheers, y'all. That is fucking delicious. Like, that's like, shut the camera off. I'm just shutting it off. Winner. Fucking winner. That's bonkers good. Like bonkers. Like bonkers good. Good God, man. I got some like, introspectiveness to kind of go in. Because, I'm not gonna lie, I think I've mentioned this in a previous review. I've mentioned it before. I have a lot of preconceived notions when it comes to label design and names of breweries. It's a flaw. It's a fault and a flaw. I was trying to say flout or float. I see a brewery name as like Bonesaw, and I ain't messing with it. You know, I think it's cheesy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, we're gonna talk about this for real. I'm not gonna put on any kind of filter. It's just like Bonesaw. It sounds cheesy to me. It does. It does. When a brewery is named Bonesaw, it sounds cheesy. And when you have like skulls and dancing skulls, and I'm just like, Be like, you're just kind of doubling down on the cheese, and it's just like, But, much like my previous food life, which I've talked about ad nauseum, but I used to not eat anything up until probably about 15, 20 years ago. And even by not eat anything, I eat stuff, obviously. I'm a big dude. But I would eat just what I was comfortable with. I wouldn't expand my horizons. I retrained myself. I got angry that I wouldn't try new things. I retrained myself. I had a friend send me a cookbook. I cooked it in and out, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, retrained myself. Now I'll eat anything, regardless. And I'm trying to do that when it comes to beer and breweries and names and stuff, because you don't know. And I was just like, that other time, I was like, not gonna lie to you. The other one, I'm the synth music. I love analog synths. I was like, I gotta get this beer just because I love synths. It broke me through that barrier. And I saw this today, and I'm like, you know what? That beer was really fun. Wasn't otherworldly, but it was really, really good. Let me give this a try. Now I get to drink this, and it is... I don't even know where to start, to be honest with you. That feels fantastic. It's absolutely super dense and thick. It stops short of being too much. Like, it's just that dense enough. The flavor, the aggressive impact of flavor here is second to none. And this is not hyperbole. It's second to none. Like, it's just attacking you with huge roasted chocolate malts. Huge spirit character without much, if any, kind of heat on it. Barrel that's just char and just coconut and vanilla, and just bringing all this richness and decadence all at the same time. What I said at the beginning, at the same level. It's like a Shohei and Tani of beers. It's not just pitching 100 miles per hour and striking everybody out. It's crushing grand slams and homers at the same time. It's a 5-tool. Like, there's Shohei and Tani, and then there's a guy from the Scout with Brendan Fraser, and the less funny guy from the Funny Family. Oh God, I can't think of his name. Anyway, this is really, really good. Like, really good. Like, really good. Like, I don't want to post this review good, because I don't want people to buy it. So I could buy it all myself. But, man, there's a roastiness to it. It's pulling that cool trick off where it's really sweet, but it's not even close to being overly sweet. And it's roasty, and it has a bitterness to it. Like, I'd say this is almost like a Russian Imperial Stout base. Not bittering. It is. There's a ton of bittering here. But I don't think that overly sweet and that big bittering being, canceling each other out doesn't exist without those two components being there. And the way the spirit just, it's so rich. This is delicious. This is absolutely 100% delicious. I don't know what to say about it. Just take the best stout base. This might be the best barrel-aged stout I've ever had. I'm not joking. Sure, I know you all out there on Anabasis, and this guy made that, and private press this, and whatever. I'd be hard pressed. I'd put this up against much of anything. $16. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to, like, people pay those exorbitant amounts of money for, like, crazy, barrel aged this from this place, and whatever. And it's like, I'm like, well, you know, it's great. I would love to have those beers, and I'm more than welcome to try those beers. I'm not going to pay those prices and wait in those lines and do those things because, and then I say these words. I say, because I can find something as close to in orbit to what that is off the shelf or reasonably priced. People always snicker. You know, I say that, and a lot of them don't even say anything to me, but I know behind the back they're like, that guy's fucking dummy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This is what I'm fucking talking about. Blind. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. God damn it, Bonesaw. They're in Jersey, too. I just live here. Anyway, this is already, we're at 10 minutes, and I don't know what else to say. So, I mean, it is just take, Spinal Tap the shit out of this beer. Just take malt, take barrel, take the spirit, take everything. Crank it to 11 in a beautiful way. It's explosive and aggressive on every front. Malt, chocolate, barrel, char, spirit, coconut, vanilla, all the stuff you want from barrel-aged Imperial Stout. And a beautifully well-done beer. And a very tasty package. And just, yeah. If you drink this and you don't agree with me, then you either got a weird bottle or something's wrong with you. Anyway, that's it. I'm over. I don't know what else I'm going to say. Because I rarely do this kind of gushing, and at this point you should just be like, okay, I'm just going to go buy it. Yeah. Is this one of the better barrel-aged stouts that I've had? It's like, yeah. It's Mount Rushmore Stout. It's number one on the fucking mountain, man. Value and availability. Picked it up off a shelf. $16 American. And leave you with it if you like what you like this. If you don't like this, you don't like beer. And that's, you know, there's people that just like lagers, there's people just like lambic. I understand that. But I mean, if you like barrel-aged stouts, and if you don't like this, you don't love it, then maybe I'm just that disconnected from reality. Bonesaw, have you been to the brewery? I haven't. Maybe I should. Have you had their beers? Have you had this beer? Have you had this year, this vintage, this iteration of this beer, the 2023 Call Me Chris? I need to know. I need to know these things. I need to know what you know about the brewery. I need to know if you've been to the brewery and if you've had this particular beer and if I'm that far off base from what you had, because that does not suck. So there you go. Review in the books. I'm posting this tonight. It's that good. I can't wait. I got to put it out in the world for people to see. So hopefully y'all enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Bonesaw right now. Hopefully. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers, y'all.